Just like normal people, the world's mega rich and powerful do not enjoy paying taxes. But unlike normal people, the mega rich and powerful can do something about it. And now a huge leak of private documents is telling how good at it they actually are. The Pandora Papers reveal millions of leaked documents from bank accounts detailing how some of high-profile names, from public officials, elites to celebrities, hide their assets from authorities and tax collectors. It is the biggest leak of offshore banking data in history. It is a bombshell report of 11.9 million documents that blows the lid off the secrets the wealthy use to their advantage. An offshore tax haven is considered as a country or jurisdiction where you can put your money and avoid paying taxes where you made your money. There are many of such places all around the world, stretching from Panama to British Virgin Islands and Singapore. So let's take a bit of a deeper dive into it. You get in touch with a service provider or a wealth manager. Basically, they buy a shell company, not in your name. They choose a fake name to guarantee anonymity. There is nothing which leads back to you. Once you have this offshore company, you can then open a bank account and you can buy yachts, private planes, property in different countries which belong to offshore companies without anyone ever finding out. It is essentially and theoretically legal. Many of the rich have legitimate reasons to hide their assets for security reason. Or wait a minute, sounds a little shady. I just need to paraphrase my sentence. That is what mainstream media is trying to propagate, and I hope that people are not going to get slighted and buy into it. So let me reiterate it. Tax havens are legal and they are absolutely welcoming to any sort of investments. But that doesn't make it legal in your home country, and the wealthy don't declare their income in their own country, and it is a complete ripoff and a flagrant disregard for the law. And on the flip side, the mainstream media is trying to take our attention away from global system of corruption, and it is offensive to the modern sensibility, and it doesn't make sense to me that documents and paper must be shrouded in secrecy. It is a two-tier system, one for the ordinary who play by the rules and taxes are constantly rising for them, and another for the wealthy. Ordinary people are severely penalized for tax evasion, but for the wealthy, there are lots of ways and loopholes, and ostensibly they abide by the law, but most politicians, for reasons best known to themselves, they turn a blind eye to it, and presumably they have skin in the game. It is estimated that corporations and the super wealthy have stashed away as much as $32 trillion untaxed, or at a very low rate in 2020. It is more than the United States' total gross domestic product and more than 10 times the current US budget deficit. That is why we have growing rift of inequality. It is blatantly obvious. People tend to take it for granted because basically they can't do much about it. And I'm not talking of those who are accused of crime, bribery, fraud, money laundering, or other wrongdoings. They can be incriminated and consequently they can be incarcerated. I'm I'm talking of leaders and powerful people that move their money with impunity, and they have the lion's share. Long story short, it is pretty far-fetched that we can put an end to offshore treasure troves. The rich make the laws and enforce the laws, and there isn't a political will to investigate it. On the other hand, some countries and states change their legislations to spur investment in their economy, and they are not willing to cooperate with tax collectors and divulge their investors' data. And finally, some experts believe that we can restructure global tax system. I think it is high-sounding words, and we can't clamp down on it on a global basis. As I said earlier, we are not able to eradicate tax havens. Even the President of the United States, as a commander-in-chief, insinuated that the government seems impotent in the face of systematic corruption within the country.
You've got a building in the Cayman Islands where 12,000 companies supposedly are located. Now, that's either the biggest building in the world or the biggest tax ripoff in the world.
All countries themselves should investigate their corruption cases. Since we have a data lake like this, we have a lot of smoking guns that substantiate the allegations against the tax evaders. So there is a counterforce, and we can use to crack down on them. We can unseat the incumbent senators involved in corruption by boycotting, and basically we can stop voting and supporting them in the hope that we can conjure up a transparent financial system, if you will.